Mark Salinger is at the Evergreen Library right now. Mark, what can you tell us about what you're seeing, what you've heard?
Yeah, guys, this is kind of the staging area for law enforcement. You can see behind me here probably a dozen or so different officers and deputies that are staging to potentially move into the high school or do something else. We are at Evergreen Library, which is basically just on the other side of the road from Evergreen High School. Now, just a couple of minutes ago, we've been talking about how the scene has, in a sense, settled down. The police and law enforcement don't believe that there is still an active scene. We can corroborate that with some of the things that we've seen here at the staging area for all those first responders. Just a couple of minutes ago, we saw a series of ambulances that had staged with their lights on and everything ready to go if needed. They all pulled out of the parking lot with no lights on, no sirens, did not look like they were in a hurry. So at this time, it looks like from this vantage point that there are no more victims that they're searching for or any more victims that they potentially think might need to be transported to the hospital via ambulance. Now, this is also an area where school buses were parked just a couple of minutes ago as students who were inside Evergreen High School were let out down the road here across the street and to a series of waiting school buses there, where they were then either reunified with parents who were waiting here or taken to a different reunification zone at one of the elementary schools. We spoke with a parent just waiting to get in front of her daughter to give her a hug after this absolute nightmare scenario.
It's just so scary. These kids just want to go to school to have an education, and they deal with this. It's just so scary. And as hopeless as parents, we're just helpless.
Have you seen your daughter yet?
I haven't. The high school's kind of in the middle of where her dad is and where I live, and she's at her dad's safe now, though.
Again, parents just like her, not able to yet see their kids, waiting to reunify, give them a hug after yet another school shooting in Colorado. Again, this is the area where law enforcement officers are staging right outside Evergreen High School. It's calmed down significantly over the last couple of minutes, which tracks with the information coming out from the sheriff's office, guys, that we're hearing that there is no more active shooter like we had earlier today at Evergreen High School.
You know, Mark, we talked about how much we've learned. We've learned a lot of information in just a short period of time about what happened. But as you found out, parents are going to be waiting for a while to actually see their children and reconnect.
And you talk about the spread of information and how quick or how agonizingly slow that can be. If you think back to about 12:30 or so this afternoon when that school shooting was first reported as happening, parents like Vanessa, who I just spoke with, they said that they got calls or text messages from their kids at Evergreen High School saying, here's what's going on. There is an active shooter. I just heard gunshots. And then that is the absolute worst feeling I can imagine of getting those texts and not being able to connect with your kid to make sure that they are safe. And so many families here in Evergreen got those texts, got those phone calls, and had to wait that agonizing time to now either reunite with their kids or earlier try and figure out if their kids were okay.